Yo guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we are talking about Knock at the Cabin. Look, I first want to say the first 6 reviews that are gonna come up on this channel, I recorded them all over the last 2 hours and then realized I forgot my SD card. Is it even in now? Just know, watching this video and the 6 videos that come after this, I recorded them all to nothing. I only have the audio for it. In my anger, I even deleted those, so I have nothing left apart from this. But hey, here we are talking about M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dongs and Knock at the Cabin again. I will try to say everything that I did before. And let me first start with saying that I really dig M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong as a director because, well, when he started The Sixth Sense, Jesus, and Unbreakable, top tier movies, and he was one of the big boys of Hollywood, and then he made some shite, and then he made some more shite, and he became one of the underdogs and one of the most hated directors of Hollywood. He got spit out by Hollywood, but still the man does it, and still the man comes back every year with a new movie and makes it interesting, to say the least, apart from The Happening and The Last Fuckbender, which obviously were the most bad movies I saw in a long time. One of those had Mark Wahlberg saying, "What? No!" in exactly the way I did it, and called it acting and called it quits on that day because that was actually in the movie. And another movie had like a big battle going on and they were doing like a war horn, and then instead of doing raws they were doing ooh, and I hated that too. So yeah, M. Night Shyamalan has not made the best acting choices in his life, but then again, his movies always are kind of interesting, and I can kind of see why they chose him for the live action Avatar movie. Wish they hadn't, but hey, here we are. And gotta say, over the past few years, he made some really good movies too. He made Splits. Actually, he made one really good movie. And then he also made Glass, which was interesting. Whilst Split is one of my favorite horror movies out there, Glass is I liked everything apart from the end where someone died from a fucking puddle, which I hated. And then we also had Old, which was interesting, and now we have Knock at the Cabin, which was interesting. And I can kind of see some of the scores coming in for this movie, and they are kind of positive on the medium side. They're not overly wow, but they are like solid. And I think that is quite nice for him, because I gotta say, the idea that this movie had was one of the best ideas from his recent movies. This idea actually is quite good. It would have been a good movie if it was under any other director than M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, but it still did a fairly good job with the idea that they portrayed. I was genuinely interested in the idea. The only sad thing is, and it's the big down part for this movie, is its story is messy, convoluted, empty, and just not really that good. It could have been so much better on so many fronts if this movie would have done a better job in its story. As the only thing, and I was thinking to myself watching this movie, was what the hell is going on? Where the hell is this going? And why is this happening? Those are my 3 questions. Those are 3 normal questions that you expect to be answered at the end of the movie, because they are just solid questions. But then the movie did not even answer those, and that was really interesting. Like, who are these people? Why were these 2/3 people chosen? Why were these 4 people there? Why were they with 4 and why with they be there, and who was doing this and why was he doing this? Why was, I mean, God in the sky doing this to the world? I mean, is it some kind of Ark of Noah kind of story that I missed in here? I don't know. It was really just very convoluted, very interesting, very bad written, because I did not get any answers. The only thing I actually saw forthcoming, which I really genuinely liked as a choice, was what these 4 people that broke into the house represented, because they were not just random 4 people. They actually represented something and had something in real life, and I really liked that inclusion. I gotta say, I took my hats off for that. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong Dong, I really liked what you did with that. It's just the rest of the story that didn't work. Why were these 3 people chosen to do what they had to do? Why was this happening to the world? Why in that order? I saw some Moses things in there, I think, with the plagues. Maybe. Maybe I'm looking too far because I'm looking for answers myself, because the movie did not give me those. And the characters were not that great. I mean, I loved the gay couple. They were awesome together, but apart they were just... what? But together they were awesome. Then we had the 4 henchmen, or the 4 talkers, the 4 homejackers, and I gotta say, they were kind of nice because they were interesting, but I wanted to see more of them, and it was just basically Dave Bautista and the gang, which I did not really like. I would have loved to see more of the character that Rupert Grint's Ron Weasley played, but we did not really get that. We got a bit of it, and the women in it were also kind of empty, apart from being stereotypical nice ladies that did some bad shit, which I really, really resented in the movie. I thought it would have been so much more interesting if we gave each of these characters like a bigger role to do. And I get why they gave Dave Bautista the biggest role. I mean, he probably gets paid the most, and for the story it also made sense. But I really would have wanted to see more of the others and more of the why it was happening and what for it was happening. And that's not what I got from this movie. And that quite left me unsatisfied, sadly enough. So I'm very sorry that my first movie review of 2023 had to be Knock at the Fucking Cabin, an M. Night Shyamalan movie. But I gotta say, recording 6 videos without an SD card pretty much sums up what this movie was gonna be about. I mean, it was an interesting thought at first, and during watching it, it's also like, oh please, I do not hope I forgot my SD card. What is going on in this movie? And then at the end you were like, yeah, no, it's shit. Yeah, it did not work. But it kind of worked because now I get back in the flow, and now the movie had some really good ideas, but in the end, still shite that I did not put in my fucking SD card. And this movie was not better than it actually was. I'm gonna give this movie 542 out of 1,000, or a 5.4 out of 10. Have you seen Knock at the Cabin? Please let me know in the comments down below about what you think about this movie, because I'm pretty excited to hear your opinion on it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.